Hi again, it's Peter MacDonald. Still getting ready for Christmas. Got my red shirt on, my hat, and I'm reading again from The House of Wooden Santas by Kevin Major. Come join me. 23 days to Christmas. Jesse woke with a start, his head filled with Santa hovering in the air above him. He blinked. He sat up quickly in bed. He looked up and down and around his room, and especially long at his bedside table. His room was just the same. And he was sure his Saturday morning would be just the same. Boring. He fell back on the bed and thought of how he used to be up at 7, into his hockey gear and at the apartment door, waiting for his mother to drive him to the arena. He could still hear the cheering crowd when he scored that winning goal in the second game of the playoffs. He looked over at the gold medal that hung off the corner of his dresser mirror. Jesse crawled out of bed and made his way towards the living room, ready to curl up on the sofa in front of the TV. When he entered the room, he came to a sudden stop. It was as if he had stepped into another world. He rubbed the sleep out of his eyes. The room was filled with Christmas. Garlands of evergreens laced with silver stars and colored paper ribbon swirled up and over the windows and doors. On the walls hung wreaths wound red with dogberries, trimmed with dried flowers and herbs, cinnamon sticks and pine cones flecked with gold. Great paper chains streamed from the ceiling. Heaps of nuts crowded the mantelpiece, and about it all drifted the smell of the woods and the crackling sound of fire in the fireplace. The room had been cleared of all furniture except the old sofa and end tables. Not another thing remained, including his video games, including his TV. Mom! His mother emerged from her workroom, smelling still of evergreens, wood chips clinging to the wool of her sweater. In her hands, she held a box. She laid it between them on the sofa. Jesse looked at her, a squirming look full of questions. "Well," she said, "what do you think? You did all this last night after I went to bed? I'm determined this is going to be our best Christmas ever." She set the lid of the box aside, pushing back the crumpled newspaper. She smiled as if to greet a friend. "Something new I've been working on." From the box, she lifted a wooden figure, turning it upright so Jesse could see. She placed it in his hands. His fingers ran over the painted wood for a moment, and then he looked at his mother. A bit of a smile slumped across his face. He laid the figure on the mantel above the fireplace. When he sat back on the sofa, his mother said, "Into the house of wooden Santa comes a fine old chap. Some call him St. Nick, or Father Christmas, or Kris Kringle. I call this guy Santa from long ago, 'cause he came through snow and rain, across vast deserts, and over the 7 seas. Oh, Mom!" Jesse groaned. His mother looked at him. Her eyebrows narrowed. "I'm getting too old for this stuff. I'm 9, he protested. "No one's too old for a little magic in their lives. Look at me." Jesse rolled his eyes. There was a long silence. He folded his arms and sat staring at the fire. His mother stared at the fire too and hummed "Santa Claus is Coming to Town" and pretended not to care. "I like that figure," Jesse said finally. "I thought you only carved angels." "I'm branching out." "Oh, I'm expanding." "Good." There was another long silence. "Okay, so can I keep him?" His mother didn't say anything. Can I? For today, she said. We need the money. Knew it. There'll be others in other outfits. Yeah, right. There will, I promise. I've been busy as an elf in that workroom. He sank into the sofa. Now can I watch TV? His mother sat stiffly. Finally she gave in, went to another room and lugged the TV back. From time to time that day, during the commercials mostly, Jessie glanced at the mantel to check out Santa. The old guy seemed to gaze straight off into the distance, not paying him any attention. You for real? Jessie muttered to himself at the end of the day, when his TV watching was over and it was time for bed. He was curled up on the sofa in his pajamas, his bare feet stuck between the cushions. His mother brought in a mug of hot chocolate for each of them. She turned off all the lights, and they sat together in the glow of the fire. It seemed to make the room quietly shimmer. We should do this every night, chirped his mother, sipping her hot chocolate. We could sit and chat. You could tell me about your day, and I could tell you about mine. Boring. No way, replied his mother as she looked up at the mantel. Right, Santa? Not with Christmas coming. No way. I'll see you again tomorrow.